Alright, I'm going to try this video again after a previous failed attempt because too many noise. Too much noise. Everybody was starting to mow their lawn in this neighborhood. Why? I have never heard such horrors. Anyway, I have an update and some interesting news. Firstly, you might remember that Corsa C from a few weeks back, it's gone. This is the exact spot where it's at. It's gone. So is the Picasso. Anyway, first we're gonna talk about the Picasso. We're gonna go to the Picasso. Ah, yes. Well, it was always the plan. When it was going to break, it was going to the school for practicing purposes, so that students don't destroy customers' cars when they first need to work on cars. So that went to the school. It's gone. It destroyed my beautiful garden by just sitting here for 3 months, 2 months. I don't really know. The dog still here. Then the Corsa C, which I'll unlock. I won't. I realized I have my mom's car keys with me. She's gonna be mad. Anyway, the Corsa. I took that to the school as well, trying my best to look into repairing it, but I never was really gonna use it for myself, and well, it wasn't really too much work. It was too much hassle and too much work and too much money. So basically, from what my calculations were, from the time I am able to put people on it, it would take me about 2 months to repair it properly. Money wise, it would be a good 800 quid to get it ready for the inspection, and profit would then be somewhere around 200 to 600 quid, which isn't quite good. So I scrapped it. It went off to the scrapyard. It's no longer among driving cars. Rest in peace, little Corsa C. You will be missed. However, my plan with that Corsa C was always, how shall I put this? It was always fixing that Corsa C up and then flipping it or selling it or trading it with something a little bit more interesting. And I have sort of done that. Sort of. I'll show you in a minute. I'm just walking over there. Here's the dog. You already saw a slight corner of it. But dog, move out of the way. Thank you. I bought a Kadett. I'll go over it. stay off my Kadett. So this is an Opel Kadett 1.4S Expression. Expression is the special edition. It is the run-out model, I believe, the very last of the Kadetts. Well, the regular Kadetts, the vans and the convertibles, they were made up until 1993, I believe. But this was the very last of the regular Kadett with back seats and a roof and everything. So, why have I chosen a Kadett over something else? Well, I always loved this shape of, well, Opel. I always loved this time frame of Opel. I always loved this shape. I love those wheel caps. They are but the sloping rear line, it really gets me. Yeah, I really like it. And this sort of line, this goes over in that. Love it. Absolutely. You have something to say? All right then. Absolutely love it. So, as I've just told you, it's an Expression. What does this mean? GL hubcaps. You might think these are Cavalier hubcaps or Vector A hubcaps. No, these are 13-inch. Vector A is 14-inch. Slight difference, doesn't matter. Body colored mirrors, a sunroof. This one was optioned with the rubber rear spoiler, which I adore. Really makes it look nice. Rubber rear spoiler. 1.4S normally was the base engine option, but of course after this they went to only injection systems with the Astra F/Mark III, and they were throwing out all their old engines, so you could option this with a 1.2. I think all the 1.3s were gone, but I had a 1.2S version of this car. Now, let's get inside to continue the Here we have, close the door for the noise, because it's very noisy. What's different about a regular old Kadett LS in this Kadett Expression? A Vector steering wheel. Or Cavalier steering wheel, you know, yeah. Now, this is, I believe, more luxurious than. But this is the one that I'm gonna keep in it. I'm not gonna change it. I love this, that it's this original. These are all thrown away because they're maybe a bit ugly, something which I would understand, but I like it. It's original and it's staying in. Another Expression thing, black dashboard in every single color. A black dashboard. You could have optioned a blue car, you got a black dashboard. With an LS, if you optioned a blue car, you would have gotten a blue dashboard, blue door cards, blue fabric. This one is always black. The fabric as well, I love it. Tweed with orange and green lines. These are really durable, really hard wearing, and they smell like a Kadett is supposed to smell. I love it. I love being in this. It smells like that fruity 90s smell that every Kadett had. For some reason, a Mark III Astra smells different, but the same. It's hard to explain. I can't really explain it. The headrests with the hole in it. This is not an expression thing, but I love this. I absolutely love this. This is so 90s. I'm starting to sound like a vlogger. I'm gonna need to tone it down a bit. Well, the Philips DC 670 radio by Philips with Opel branding, which currently doesn't work because I don't have the code for it, but I'll try to decipher that. Wow, my camera quality is terrible. Okay, we fixed it. I think this was an option as well. Or, well, and Kadett expression thing. The cassette thingy, cassette storage place, which is really cool. I always thought these were lights. No, they are just little clips, and that's how you know that there's cassette in there. Ashtray, which doesn't stay in, like all of them. So if I ever want to smoke in this car, oh, it repaired itself. How nice. A typical Opel problem. It has several neutrals. Yeah, the regular binnacle, just the speedometer and the water temperature and the fuel meter. It's a basic Kadett with some niceties like that, those body colored mirrors, the sunroof, the clock, and the special radio. And for the rest, it's not really that special. Now, what is special is this is a one owner car from new. One owner. And this is already the third one owner Opel Kadett E expression in Mistral Grey that I have either seen or bought. The first one was also a 1.4S, but it was the 3-door model, which was for sale at an Opel dealer, an old man, ancient, somewhere between the ages of 90 and 1,000 years old. Bought that thing new back in the 90s. He drove it until it was too rotten to pass the inspection. Then he bought a new Corsa in his mid-90s. And the Opel dealer kept that Kadett and sold it. And it's still driving around, even in my town. Although a bit altered in ways that I wouldn't have done it. Anyway, the second one was mine. That was also a 3-door, but a 1.2S, which I didn't quite like. I wanted to C20XE swap it, but it's not allowed here. I can't engine swap any cars, or I can't drive them on the road anymore, and what's the point in that then? But that one was absolutely meticulous. It didn't have any rust. It didn't have anything. The owner was just too old to drive. He couldn't really properly drive anymore. And this one also has a special story because the owner bought it new in 1991. Then his grandson opened a Toyota dealership in 1994 or 5. And then it suddenly, well, of course, you would think, oh, I'm going to buy a Toyota Corolla now. No, he kept this thing for 29 more years until it was too rotten to pass inspection. And then he bought a Toyota Aygo, which I found hilarious, actually. But That means this hasn't really been kept up in the service manual. It has been serviced at a Toyota dealer for 29 years, but nothing has been noted about it since 1994. So, that's that. I'll start the engine now, so you can hear that. I'm gonna scare the cat away. I know it already. And the dog. You're gonna be scared, boy. It starts instantly. And then, auto choke, you have to give it a rev. Runs nicely. Where are you? Yeah! Come on, where are you? I found it in the previous... Yes. Alright. So you might hear a bit of noise. Well, that's the front pipe connecting through the manifold. That one is bug up like they all are. Typical Kadett problem. So I'm gonna turn it off before I annoy my neighbors. The engine also is, I think, a bigger version of the 1.2S that's in my Corsa. It's the same family of engines with the ribs. But yeah, of course, buying a classic car for the price of a Corsa C that you got for free, but this was the scrap price of the Corsa C, isn't really, well, it's not going to end well. It has rust, like every Kadett has, but I'm gonna need to look into this. So here it has a little rust. Behind here is a hole on this little thingy. There's a hole that's gonna be repaired, of course. This one is breaking off a bit. I hope I can still weld only this, so I do not have to warp this whole panel by putting an entire new section into it. I hope I can still save this car somewhat, or well, this car's originality somewhat, but I do not know that. Of course, this is rotten. Probably if I take the back bumper off, it's gonna be more rotten. And it has a simple solution so that you don't get this problem. You just have to, every time you wash this car, you have to get behind this and really scratch out the sand. You can see what's coming out. Really scratch that out until it's absolutely gone, and you will never have rust on your Kadett. Other side, exactly the same problem, only a bit worse if I recall. No, this line is perfectly okay, perfectly treatable, but then yeah, there's an entire corner out of that. It's exactly the same rust situation as is on the other side. It's just a little hole behind here. Feels really weak. This needs a bit of welding, and it needs a new corner here, but I'm gonna redo this part of the sill as well because it's really ugly in that way. Behind here already had a little patch, as you can see. Some more patches. That's just the way of the Kadett. Patch it up. But the important bits, like The chassis, there's a small spot on the chassis that needs welding, but that's it. And then I hope you see, this thing kills me. This thing is trying to kill me. Yeah. Stay up. Yes. Alright. The important parts, like in here, nothing. Same on the other side. Not going to open it up. Of course, with every car you buy from an old person, you'll get some bits and bobs from times gone by. A big old cardboard sunscreen. Like these days we have those in that kind of chrome thingy. They were cardboard in the 90s apparently. Watch out, dog. And of course a box with rags and various repair things for your car. Closes nicely. It doesn't unlock nicely, but that's normal, I think. Oh, back seat. Of course, I got attacked by an 80s car. Way too pointy. Of course, 90s car. So you sit in the back. You can see straight through. It's a bit tight here. Somebody put my seat a little back. I'm gonna resolve that. Or at least try to. Nope, I'm gonna get on the other side. I'm stuck. Well, anyway. Of course, 80s car. Kids were still allowed to smoke back then, so you have little ashtrays in the back. Normally, these are chock full of 90s candy wrappers. These ones weren't. This one is neither. No, there's nothing in it. Now you can see the entire dashboard. I always loved this design with the button there. Same on the Astra K, I think. Button is in the exact same location. Then another really 90s Opel problem. My headliner is on my head and a bit, yeah, loose. Really, they all have this. All of them. Even Astra's F, Astra's G, they all have sagging roof lines. So that's regular Opel shenanigans. There's not really that much else to say about this. So, yeah. The Corsa died, but for a good cause. So, success. This video is getting long, like all my other videos, so I'm going to try to keep it short and just cut it off randomly in the middle of the video. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this thing with me. I will make a series on the welding. I'll try to make a series on the welding. I'm not really that good of a YouTuber. I do not make videos about everything. Little cough there. But yeah, I'll try to make it work. Oh, important. So important. My plans with this is not to immediately sell it after it's done. I want to take this on the NC500 to Scotland. I would really enjoy that. I've always wanted to do that. This seems like the perfect car for it. It's my criteria was 80s or 90s and family car related. It didn't have to be nice. It didn't have to be good driving. Just family car. Like, I want to take photos like you would see in a photo album from the 90s. And this car is perfect for it. So I'm going to repair it and take it to Scotland. And hopefully to the Festival of the Unexceptional, but I'm not certain of that, if I can make that. That's the plan. This video is getting even longer, so this is it. Thank you for watching. I'll hope to see you in the next, and yeah, goodbye.